Coming up next on YCU News, a groundbreaking ceremony takes place at Stevens High School. The final vote is decided on Bellows Falls' 2014 budget. And the state of Vermont has a new top education leader. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth-Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Good evening. I'm Rose Spillman. Thank you for joining us for this Friday edition of YCU News. It's a fresh and new start for the Claremont School District. A new beginning and the first time in 60 years that a major renovation of Stevens High School is underway. School District Superintendent Dr. Middleton McGoodwin began today's groundbreaking ceremony to honor students, parents, all school staff, and city and school leaders. Last March, Claremont voters approved a near $13 million bond to renovate Stevens High School. The three-story red brick building on Broad Street in the city's downtown dates back to the 1870s. The town of Wilmot is invited to share in an honor bestowed on its public library director. Rosanna Dude is the Library Director of the Year for the state of New Hampshire. Wilmot's Library Board of Trustees nominated Rosanna earlier this year. About a week ago, the town's library trustees learned state leaders supported Rosanna's nomination as Library Director of the Year. The president of the New Hampshire Library Trustees will honor Rosanna in an upcoming Saturday celebration. Wilmot residents, save the date. It's 3 p.m. on September 28th at the library. The Wilmot Library is located at 11 North Wilmot Road. In Bellows Falls Thursday night, the third time proved the charm. That's because at least 145 citizens attended a special town meeting to again determine the village's budget. Bellows Falls is a village within the town of Rockingham, Vermont. At least 145 residents filled rows of seats in the town's historic Opera House to review the municipal budget. The first vote on a proposed $1.9 million budget in May was not approved. Village trustees trimmed the operating cost to $1.88 million. That budget passed in June, but residents Jim Mitchell and Deborah Wright got a third budget proposal by petition. Mitchell and Wright believe the June budget is still too costly for taxpayers. Last night, a third vote took place, and it passed. The fiscal 2014 budget will not be considered again. 77 voters elected not to revise the budget, outnumbering 68 other voters. The budget Bellows Falls Village voters approved in June is the budget that will remain in place. Vermont is paying it forward to Colorado for the help Vermont received in its recovery from Hurricane and Tropical Storm Irene in August 2011. This help is coming at the moment in expert advice based on Vermont's first-hand experience with flooding after destructive wind and rainstorms 2 years ago. Deputy Secretary of the Vermont Agency of Transportation, Susan Minter, is in Colorado working with that state's transportation and emergency rescue officials. To date, 10 people in Colorado have died as a result of torrential downpours over the last week. Minter told Vermont Public Radio that what she is seeing in Colorado is a flashback to what she saw in Vermont 2 years ago. The state of Vermont has a new top education leader. Rebecca Holcomb is now Vermont's Secretary of Education. Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin announced his choice of Holcomb for the post on Thursday. Holcomb brings education leadership to the job. She is currently the Director of Teacher Education at Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire. Earlier, she was a classroom teacher and a school principal. She earned degrees at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and at the Harvard Graduate School of Education in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Holcomb lives in Norwich, Vermont. She will fill the post vacated by outgoing Education Secretary Armando Villaseca. Now we have the YCU weather forecast for the Connecticut River Valley and Lake Sunapee region. Tonight we will have a low of 49 degrees. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with highs around 73 and lows in the 60s. Sunday will be rainy with a high of 65 and low of 42 degrees. Monday will cool down to temperatures in the upper 50s, and Tuesday will have a high of 65 degrees. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, stop by the open house held by the Vermont Alpaca Co. in South Stratford from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be live music, refreshments, and, of course, alpacas. I'm Rose Spillman for YCU, your local view. Good night.